Alright, what is up, guys? So today's commentary is going to be a little bit different. I just moved into my new apartment, so it may be echoey in the back. I haven't moved in all my furniture, especially into the area with my setup, so I'm not sure how bad that's going to echo. I'm just doing this fucking on the fly. Yeah, but we'll see how that works out. If the audio sounds weird, that's why. It's like wood floors and empty walls, so my fucking voice is like bouncing everywhere. But anyways, I wanted to talk about something that happened about a year ago now, maybe even longer than a year ago. I think it's longer than a year ago, maybe like a month or two. So I used to work at this gym that I used to go to as a kid. It was a Nautilus gym inside of a YWCA building, but then it became, I forget, I think it was like Cybex maybe was the company that manufactured all like the weightlifting products and whatnot. But it was a YMCA anyways, not that that matters. I managed the front desk on the first floor, and the main attraction for here was actually the pool, which was literally just seconds away from the front desk. I could just walk there and be there. I'm just trying to give you a layout and get some fucking imagery going for the setup. And it was like a Sunday. I know it was a weekend. It may have even been a Saturday. You know when you're working at like these fucking gyms, the amount of people you come across, like there are so many fucking Karens. Like I would say like 90% of the people, male or female, they just all had the personality of a Karen there. I mean, it was insane. And it was like, I hated it so much sometimes. Like I liked it because of the people I worked with, but the work itself and the management was absolute fucking garbage. Like the first 3 months I worked there, we switched management, and like it just went downhill after that. Like I have the most like solid manager, like a good guy and anything, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm setting that out because the dude that I'm about to get to is actually in the right a little bit, but he just overreacted, and it was the fault of the management as far as scheduling and whatnot. So anyways, I'm just sitting there minding my own fucking business, normal day. It's a slow Saturday, and the lifeguard comes in, who's like, she's 17 or 18. I think she may be like 18 actually. And she comes in, she's like, oh yeah, this guy won't get out of the pool because we were hosting like toddler swimming lessons. I mean, these are little ass kids who are going to swim. But it was posted wrong on the schedule because the management was fucking garbage and they couldn't get anything right. Well, keep this in mind. We're talking about little ass kids in the pool. So I'm like, fuck. Now I got to go tell this dude to get out of the pool. I'm thinking it's not going to be a big deal. She said that she asked him and he wouldn't get it, come out. And I'm like, okay, maybe if I go try. She's just a small female. Maybe if I go try, she will come out. Or he will come out, rather. So I walk in there. I'm like, hey, yo, man, sorry about this, but, you know, we can't be doing lap swimming right now. We need the entire pool for these kids that are going to, you know, work on their backstroke. This dude went from 0 to 100 real quick, like on a fucking dime, on a swivel. He was already cussing at me and at the kids just so fucking quickly. I mean, it was actually impressive. And this dude, this is a grown-ass man, by the way, like 35, 40 maybe. And that's a little bit vital to the story because it's like, you know, after 40 years on this planet, you think you would realize how to fucking act civilized, especially in front of children and women. I mean, come on, dude. This dude is yelling, like throwing a fit. He's like, that's BS, buddy. And he starts to get his fat ass out the pool. And we're talking about we're not talking about some like stick figure, homeless, malnourished guy walking around. Like this dude's a fucking solid dude. He's a kind of a unit. He's probably like 6'2", 6'3", like 270. I mean, not in the best of shape, don't get me wrong, but it's a big fucking dude. And he clearly was there for like weight loss or something. But I'm just like, I mean, is this even fucking worth it? I mean, I'm just like, he did not have to leave then. I was like, you don't have to leave now. You got like 10 or 15 minutes left. Just swim that out, but I'm going to need you to get out afterwards. I said it like really, really, really civilized like that. Like one guy to another guy. Hey man, I know it sucks, but this is how it is. And he just couldn't take it. I assume he's like some spoiled little fucking brat that's been told yes all his life. So we part our ways. He's bitching at me across the pool. I realize it's not worth it. I don't get paid enough for this, not even fucking close. So I just go back out to the front. He goes to the locker room. I check the schedule. I realize, hey, schedule's posted wrong. So I was going to go back to the locker room and be like, hey, look, man, I'm really sorry about that. I'll talk to management and try to see if we can get that schedule and figure it out because I know it's not your fault. You got to play by a fucking idiot's game sometimes. And this dude was literally off the fucking wall. It's like he did DMT before he came in there. He had no control over himself. So I went back in the locker. I'm like, I say all those things. I'm like, look, man, it's not your fault. It's the management's fault. I'll talk to them, try to get that figured out so it doesn't happen again. And the dude was literally a fucking child. It's like how your sister acts when you guys are like 8 and she's pissed at you. He's like, don't talk to me. He's like, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you right now. It's like, dude, I don't fucking know you. Like, I literally don't know you. And you're saying, do not talk to me? He's like fucking plugging his ears. I can't make this shit up. I literally cannot make this shit up. And I follow him back to I was just going to escort him out there. I was like, dude, I'm done with this bullshit. You're going to have to get out now. I mean, this dude's shouting in the locker room. It's like, this is just bullshit, all this. So I was kicking him out at this point. So I'm walking back out to the front. And I'm working with my friend Sarah. He's a little bit older than I am by like 5 or 6 years. And he immediately gets out there and starts bitching to her. So he doesn't want to talk to me because I give him pushback. I'm not a child, and I'm not a woman. I give him pushback, and he is a pussy, and he's not used to that. So we get out to the front, and he starts bitching to her. I'm still in the back doing some shit in the hallway. I totally forget what I was doing, but I hear that. I walk out. He's like, call your boss. I'm like, I'm not calling shit. I'm not calling jack shit. You're not gonna fucking act like this and then start getting shit from us. I mean, first of all, my boss is not even there. He's like out with like his family. I'm like, I'm not calling him. Write his number down on a sticky note. I'm like, dude, you're a grown ass man. You can call him yourself. He's pissed off that I said that. He walks out. Never seen him again. And that's like, okay. And he's like threatening to beat my ass and everyone else's ass the entire time. So that's that, right? And I never see this dude again, right? And then he even went on like Facebook and made like a status about us and whatnot, like any 40-year-old would do. I mean, dude was literally a fucking child. So time passes. I get a new job. I'm doing my own thing. I'm sure he's being a pussy doing his own thing somewhere in bumfuck nowhere. But I'm at the gym, right? And I go to an MMA gym. I usually train jiu-jitsu. I do some kickboxing here and there, but mostly jiu-jitsu. And I've been going there for a long while. But I'm just sitting there, right? Usually Tuesday evening, working on like takedown stuff. And I'm fucking exhausted. I've been there like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I'm sitting up against the wall. And right next to us, Muay Thai class going on. It's a Muay Thai, so like kickboxing is similar to kickboxing. I'm sitting up against the wall. We just got done doing like this gauntlet. And I see someone walk by in the same Shrek-like figure that the guy a year previous had been sporting. And I'm like, this dude, like I've only ever seen this guy once, by the way. As soon as I see him, it hits me. I'm like, this dude looks a hell of a lot like that I knew about a year ago who was threatening to beat my ass. So I just like, I kind of like looked at him, but I was close to leaving like a half an hour later. Their class had just started. So I watch him walk past, and I don't know, I'm just like keeping my eye on this guy. Like, is this the guy? I mean, is this the guy? And I kind of like left there, like, I don't know if it's the guy. I think it is the guy. Like, I was like 85, 90% sure. But I just let it go. And then I end up getting home, and I follow like my gym on social media or stuff. And they had reposted him taking a selfie at the gym. And the caption was like, today we start a new chapter, #LoveYourself, #boxing or whatever. First of all, dumbass, you weren't boxing, you were doing Muay Thai. There's a very big fucking difference. So he's already not only a pussy, but a fucking idiot. But that's also a problem. And I realized the guy's name. I'm not going to say his name, but that was his Instagram handle was the name I knew him by whenever he went to the gym. Just because I knew he had posted something on Facebook, because some girl I work with had him on Facebook, who was a lot older than I was. But his last name was Bird, I'll say that. And that's how I knew it. I was like, this is the piece of shit from a year ago who tried to fight everyone, and now he's in an MMA gym trying to learn how to fight. That's a real problem, because the only instance where you would go to an MMA gym to learn how to fight and be on the offense is if you're going to become an MMA fighter, if you're going to become an amateur professional fighter. Otherwise, like me, myself, I've got no interest in that. I just do it for fun. I do it for self-defense. I'm not going to go start beating people's ass just because I can. But that's a real problem, because that dude's a piece of shit. That dude will do something like that. So I think this was on like a Thursday, and I usually go Monday through Thursday, and I go twice on Tuesday, twice on Thursday, so 6 times a week. And I wait till Monday to go back. So this is on a Tuesday, and Wednesday I come back in the morning like 9 a.m. and after class is over, And it's usually just like a couple guys there in the morning, so you don't really see anybody else. It's usually just, it's not really, my gym's not really open from like 9 to like 9, say. It's open just purely for classes for the most part, which if a class is going on, you can go in there and do anything. But usually they lock up until next class. But anyway, so I tell my instructor, and I kind of tell him this without like a visual with the guy because I don't think my instructor's ever seen him. But I was like, hey, yeah, I was like, the other day I saw this guy go up there that has some serious anger issues. It's like, I only know that I met the guy once, but you don't really have to fucking put much thought into it. It's easy to tell when you're around some bad guys. And I tell my instructor, I was like, this dude is a piece of shit. I was like, we should not be teaching this dude how to fight here. If he wants to go down the street and go to that school and whatnot and learn how to fight there, that's cool. But it's like on an ethical level, a moral level, I was like, we can't be giving that guy the tools to do that because based off of what he did, I mean, we're talking about an already fucking colossal dude. It's like me, I'm like 5'9", 160 pounds. I do it because I'm not intimidating. If I get into that situation, no one's going to back down from me. They don't know me, so I will have to fight. This dude doesn't have to fight. He's already a big-ass motherfucker, right? So it's like back in the day, let's say a year ago, he tried to fight me in that state and whatever, I would have fed him his limbs. But if he knew what the fuck he was doing, I mean, this dude's a lot bigger than me. He could have beat all of our asses, but he didn't know what he was doing, thankfully. And that's a real problem because none of us deserve to get into a fight, period. Then I was doing my job and some people on the management side kind of fucked up. And then the other kids were just there to participate for something they paid for. It's like, dude, I get your swimming laps for exercise. Dude, we got a gym upstairs, my man. Go up to the gym upstairs. I mean, seriously, I guess swimming's a great exercise or not, but, I mean, come on, dude. So, yeah, it was just an interesting story. I meant to tell this a year ago, no lie. Like a couple days after it happened, I was like, I need to make a good video on this, but I was making like Apex and Blackout and sniping videos at the time. But here we are. I finally got around to it. And it just made it better. I was like, as soon as he walked in the gym the other day and I put some thought into it, I was like, I definitely need to make a video about this because it's an interesting story. So yeah, that's it. See you guys.